Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live Q&A with you and me. I do one of these every weekday. Stream it live onto YouTube, which is slightly ironic because today's question, as asked by one of you, is why don't you stream on Twitch? Now, I know what you're thinking right now if you're not twitching in your seat, unless you're standing up and watching or listening to me right now. Chris, you're streaming on YouTube, and you don't stream on Twitch. I'd like to. So I'm actually going to flip this question and the answer kind of on its ear. I know I don't want to upset anybody out there, but that's what I've decided to do. I am streaming this live. I usually do 3 or 4 live streams every weekday. You can tune into all of them. It's really easy to do. All you got to do is become one of the super nomies starting at just $2 a month. It's very, very simple. That's just one of the bonuses out of, gosh, how many? Including priority. That was something that really came into play last night when I did a live stream that seemed to be one of the more popular live streams I've ever done. That was a public live stream for everybody, but I gave priority to my patrons, aka the super nomies. One of the reasons I don't stream on Twitch is because, as many of you know, I'm not much of a gamer, not much of someone who sits in front of a screen and does any one thing at any given time. If I'm sitting in front of a screen, it's usually because I'm learning something, reading something. I just took some time and read I think it's an oral history of UHF, one of my favorite movies, of course, of all time, because it stars Weird Al Yankovic, one of my favorite musical artists, if not favorite artist ever. Likely will be that way for the rest of my life. So I was reading. That's not very exciting to live stream. Some people would say, Chris, answering these questions is not very exciting to live stream either. That is true. Sometimes, depending on the question, depending on how I might answer it. I did get approached by Twitch. This was before the Amazon acquisition, a couple years ago. And they said, hey, would you like to stream? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'd like to do something. And they said, well, what kind of games would you play? I'm like, well, I guess I'm really not set up to stream any games. That's the problem. So I'm not really I'm not twitching. I don't twitch. I don't know the correct terminology for it. I have considered it. So this is really where I'm kind of flipping it on its ear. I would consider it, just like I considered using YouTube to live stream these Q&As, because there's a permanent record of what was recorded, the thing that you're watching and or listening to right now. I've been talking about Meerkat or broadcasting dynamically from your iPhone, at least. At this point in time, it's an iPhone app. Very, very easy. A lot of fun to do. It's dynamic, but those videos usually don't live on ad infinitum. Twitch would be great if I did more gaming, but that's the thing. If I did any kind of gaming, it's probably going to be casual games, like iOS games or, Android types of games, the classics. And I guess I'm just not set up to more effectively stream like other people had streamed those kinds of games. I'm not interested in a lot of the latest titles. If it's a latest title, it's usually like the latest 8-bit pixelated adventure that I can find on iOS, which is exciting for some. Obviously, it's a popular thing for at least some people, but I don't know if the people who would want to watch that are necessarily the people who are aware that Twitch exists. Yes, believe it or not, there are people out there who don't know what Twitch is. So I've been trying to find its place in the grander scheme of things. What I would love to figure out how to do is not do it through any kind of console or PC necessarily, but to do it dynamically, like through, an iOS application. I'm going to be experimenting. I do plan on this, experimenting with this in Meerkat, hovering it somehow, or placing it somehow over. I've got a classic arcade cabinet, MAME machine, if you will, in my workshop here, and playing Millipede, and then live streaming that as the camera is kind of pointed down at the game. I've got to figure out how to jerry rig it so that the smartphone is placed appropriately, so that I can see the screen, see the commentary, and then be playing the game at the same time. Barring that, it's really like wondering where my audience is, wondering where my community is. So if anything's keeping me from doing Twitch, and I know, why do you live stream on Twitch? I'm asking you why you live stream on Twitch. I assume it's because of gaming in any way. I'm curious to know. Like, I don't know anything at all. And it's not that I don't care to, it's just that's not a part of me, and I just don't know if most of my community would even be interested in it at all. So if I did live stream something on Twitch, what would it be? And you can't ask me to play games that I don't like, because that's not fun for me. And if something's not fun, why would I want to do it for hours on end? And the games that I'd likely play would be the classics. Tetris. I could play Tetris for hours on end. No doubt about that. Puzzle games as well. Those are fun, challenging, to say the least. But I don't know if it would make for very exciting live streaming. So I'm still experimenting with that as a way to more deeply engage with people and to share my experiences with gaming. But I'm not a great gamer. I wouldn't even use that word to describe me at all, not even remotely. I love pixels. I love pixel art, comics, cartoons. I like video games, the classics. Certainly, I'm enthralled with what I see today, but that I'm not. It's just not a part of me. I understand why some people are upset because they feel the term gamer has been co-opted, but it's not my fight at all. I like playing, but that's about it. I'm a classic gamer. I grew up with the Atari 2600. Now, if only I could live stream that somehow. I don't think it's possible though. Not easily. At least I have not been shown the way. If it ain't easy for me to do, I'm probably not going to do it because then it becomes a hurdle to do. So I'm asking you, if you stream on Twitch, why do you stream on Twitch? And I'm also going to ask, would you consider watching? And if so, what would you consider watching me do on Twitch? And I realize that a lot of my live videos on YouTube don't get a lot of traction either, for one reason or another. I'm a talker, which is probably my bigger problem on YouTube. I've got to find a good live stream platform that allows you to talk and interact with people, and I don't know if YouTube's it. I thought it could have been. I have a great time when I do live streams, especially the AMA stuff that we do twice a week. But YouTube is just not, the audience isn't seemingly inclined to watch a lot of long-form talking videos, and I don't know of any other platform that would really support that. I know the community does, certainly my super nomies, and I appreciate that. Trust me, I'm giving them way more than I would have ever given anybody else in my life, but they give a little more, so I give them a little more. Live streams. I'm really curious to know your thoughts, just because I've been wrestling with them, and I'm curious to know what you think about me going to Twitch, now, eventually, sooner or later. I know I'm a little late, but hey, I'm old. I can do that. I never thought I would ever make it to the day where I'd be over 40. And I still consider myself young, but I'm old. In YouTube years, I'm old. Yeah, I know. So, old men on Twitch. Sounds creepy. Yeah, sign me up. Let me know your thoughts on the matter. Thank you for asking the question. Hope you didn't mind me spinning it around. I am going to scoot off to do my next live stream this morning, TLDR, AMA, because it's Monday. I answer your questions back to back, and show off some things that I've picked up over the weekend. Here's a little sneak peek. Can you see that? Okay, interpolate. Do you know what that is? It's something awesome. At least I think it's something awesome. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for your support. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.